Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is Sonya Herburger, zooming in from Huntington Beach. Sonya Herburger is a successful sales professional, a mature model breaking beauty norms, and an award-winning children's author now stepping boldly into a new chapter. This time, she is writing not just for the young, but for the soul, the adult soul that's lived, lost, and loved hard. On this podcast, she is pulling back the curtain on her latest work, a raw, honest exploration of heartache. But this isn't just about her story. It's about all of us finding strength, beauty, and purpose in life's most unexpected turns. If you've ever fallen apart and found a new version of yourself in the pieces, you're in the right place. Let's talk love, loss, reinvention, and everything in between. Welcome, Sonya.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got started.
Well, I'm a military brat, so I've lived all over the world. I was very much an introvert when I was younger. And when I was living in Germany, I met my first husband. So we ended up here in California. And I had to start realizing that I had to stand out. I had to do something to make a living. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't afford to live here in California with just one income, as most people know. And I lived across the street from what used to be a holiday spa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys are familiar. It was bought by Bally. So I was part of the health industry for about 15 years. I would teach classes. I love that. I love the success stories that I would run into where people who were motivated just to get up in the morning and come do my class or work out
Mm-hmm.
or anything that you actually become their therapist. They tell you all their problems. I ended up knowing them quite well. And from
Mm-hmm.
that, a friend of mine says, really, you should leave the health club and come to work doing sales, professional sales, not just
Mm-hmm.
in the health club business. She was a really close girlfriend of mine, and I went and interviewed. I got the job, and it was at that point selling coffee to offices all around Orange County, where I met some of the most amazing people that
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed with. Not just the ladies, the men were all very professional, very polished when I got a chance to talk to them. So being a little bit, I have dyslexia and I have ADHD, so sometimes it's hard for me to slow down. But being a part of that world helped me realize it's okay if I make a mistake. And,
Right.
people do. And sometimes people forgive you, and other times they don't. But yeah, that was part of my learning process, and I continued doing this. And one of my goals was, being a mom, and I ended up marrying a second time and having two great children that are very successful in their own rights. So, but when our kids were growing up, I wanted to be the Joan Cleaver of moms. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to wear the dress. I wanted to take my kids to school. And we were lucky. We were living in Park City at the time, and I got to take my kids to school.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Halloween, I even took them in a costume.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
over decorated our house for Halloween, Christmas, holidays. So it was kind of a nice way to raise my kids. And then I realized when we came back to California, oh, what am I going to do? I got divorced for the second time. I was like, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do? So again, I went back to the same company I worked for before. They hired me happily, and I continued to work harder at it because I had no one to fall back on. So
Mm-hmm.
I toned my skills. I watched lots of videos. One of the several books I've read, like Swimming with the Sharks. You just want to be a better salesperson in general. And I ended up
Right.
being the top rep 2 years in a row for the coffee company. And then I was snuck away by a bread company out of San Diego, an all natural baking company, Sadie Rose, who I had really enjoyed working. You got to eat all that yummy bread.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like sampling. That was great. I love taking them to the chefs and meeting with them. And I learned how to get into these great hotels going through the back door, going where the delivery, areas was. I was sneaking in back there, and nothing has changed to this day. I went during the pandemic, of course, there was no bread service, there was no restaurants open.
Right, right.
Then you go into a full-blown panic. What are you going to do? I was making candles. I was working at the rescue. I'm very crafty, so I worked on that end of things. And then as it picked back up, I ended up working for Aramark for a while.
Mm-hmm.
There I went to work for another medical company and then landed here at the company I'm at, which is Medical Linen Services, that we
Mm-hmm.
actually go into surgery centers, hospitals, plastic surgeries, and we help them. We bring in things that are clean and organized, and the doctors don't want to think about that. They got to just turn their patients, and then we know how to make sure that they get the best care possible, the best quality that we're bringing in. And I get to bring samples. And this company, my boss is so amazing. He actually probably one of the best bosses I've ever had. To give him a
Mm-hmm.
little plug there.
Right, right, right.
Maybe he's listening. But
Right, right, right. We got to get him to listen to you.
right. But he's great. If I like to have a connection with my clients, it's not just about selling them something, it's about building a
Right,
relationship. And I
right.
want everything about them. I want to know if they're married, their kids, their favorite sports team. I want to be able to bring them cookies for their office or an edible arrangement to just show my gratitude for them taking the time to meet with.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Right.
really helps build that relationship. And then I want to make sure that anything I promise, I deliver. On the timeline, say I'm going to do it or before. It's really important that people learn to do that, especially
Mm-hmm.
in a day where people are so flaky, or if they didn't do it, they're like, oh, well, that's not the way I work. I don't like to be late. I'm panicked when I'm even 2 minutes late.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
It's definitely something you want to do, but I love my job now and I'm in a great place, but it didn't always go that way.
Right. Yeah, that's life, right? Life doesn't take us in the same direction that we want to or that we plan to. It gives us surprises along the way. Some are good and some are not as good.
Right. But it's how you handle the stuff that isn't good that
Right.
that defines you as a person. That how you resilient you can be.
Right. Right.
It's to say when God gives you lemon, you make lemonade.
Exactly. Exactly. You just got to figure it out and then come out fighting
Yeah,
and sooner or later the storm blows away and you get sunshine.
that's true. That's so true.
So now how long have you been in this new company?
Only a few weeks, actually, about 2 months.
Okay.
And they actually, when I left my other company, which I was not it didn't feel like it was a great fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other guys that actually worked for the other company said, "Hey, go work for their competitor." The first thing I noticed when I walked in the building was everybody in that building was happy. Every
Oh, yeah.
People who passed me in the hallway stopped to greet me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what I was in there for.
Mm-hmm.
But I found that kind of touching and moving. Oh my gosh, everybody's in a great mood here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Here. That to me says a lot about the company, the leadership of a company when everybody's in a great mood.
No, for sure. If you're going to be there, what is it, like 1/3 of your day? If you're there 8 hours a day, then it might as well be a good place to be and something enjoyable.
Mhm. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, being in a having a job that you're not happy with or being in an environment that you're not happy with is not good for you. I mean, yeah, it's a paycheck, but it's not just about the paycheck, it's about being happy at the same time. Life is too short to have it any other way.
And if you're happy, you're going to thrive.
100%, right?
I look forward to getting up at 5 in the morning. I'm ready to go. My day is planned out. I spend my Sunday mornings after I work out to plan what my week is going to be like. I'm sending emails to my boss and I just tell him just ignore these until tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to going. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to talk to clients.
Right, right. Now, how much of a territory do you cover? Are you traveling a lot? What does that look like, and do you like doing that?
I have all of Orange County. If it's in Orange County, I call on it. I get in the car. I'm actually fine with it because I can leave when it's a little bit less traffic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
30, I like to be in my territory, but I live in my territory now, so to be out there at 8:30 is pretty easy to do. And
Right.
I usually come back about 3 to start entering my day into the Salesforce, that your CRM, that whatever you're using,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right, right, right.
at them. It is important that you put those notes in there, that you don't forget, and that you know what you got to do to follow up the next day or the following day to make sure
Right.
you made a promise to these people that you would be back, or you would call them to schedule or send an email. And I've been very excited to say there's been so many people open to meet with us. That has just been blowing my mind. It's been really exciting too.
Yes, that's good because if they're opening to meeting with you, that's a potential sale right there. It's a potential client that you may be able to help improve the services they're currently getting.
Yes. And that's our goal, is to make sure that everybody is satisfied with what they're getting. If they're not satisfied with us, then I've got management behind me to go in. If I accidentally call on somebody that isn't happy, which knock on wood has not happened yet, that
Yeah.
we have management there to help make sure we fix that issue.
Right. No, that's good. And then I am sure they provide training, sales training, so you can get to know the product and you can get to know ways to close the deals at the same time, right?
Well, when my boss told me he hired me because I came from the industry and that wasn't a mistake, and I had lots of sales experience behind me. I
Yeah.
was already familiar with the process and how things are and
Hmm.
what works. And now that I've had a couple years with that other company under my belt, this was like a perfect fit for me. And
Hmm.
when I go out there, I'm excited. They do offer some training, but I'm one of those people that ever since my life got turned around over everything like that I went through, I always looking, how do I make myself a better person? How am I making myself every day a better person?
Hmm.
It's my 8 dogs. I have to do
How many?
8.
8 dogs. Wow.
Yeah, I would love to say they're all mine, but I volunteer at a rescue. I'm a board member at a Home Forever Rescue,
Okay.
and the foster children always seem to come home with me. I very much love senior dogs. They're blind, or they don't walk well, or they have problems, or they
Hmm.
just need a place to spend the rest of their golden years, as we all do.
Right, right.
But yes, no, I'm always trying to say, what can I do today to make myself a better person? I actually was just watching a LinkedIn sales thing right now, right before we came on. I
Hmm.
was watching it last night. Okay, let me read this book. Let me read this part about what's going
Hmm.
on, and maybe I can learn from it. And it's funny, I've never been like that because I'm super hyper. So I go when I work at the gym, I walk my dogs for about a half a mile, all of
Hmm.
them together.
Wow. Okay.
I have
That
people
must,
stop and laugh at me.
that must be quite a sight walking with 8 dogs.
It is. I get people laughing when they go by, but it's for the best for the dog.
Right. Oh yeah. All dogs love walking, and it's healthy for them too.
I do have 2 that don't walk. One was just really badly abused, and so he's terrified to even go outside the door. He screams like I'm killing him.
Hmm.
And I put him in the stroller and he calms down. And then I have Corella DeVille. She's a 16-year-old 4-pound Chihuahua. She really wants to walk, but she's just too old. She takes about 10 steps and then she has to stop. So then I put her in
Wow.
the stroller and now she rides in the stroller.
Okay. So you have the dogs chained around you and a couple strollers.
Yes, absolutely, the dog stroller.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine that must be quite a sight seeing that. But the dogs all have to be happy, I'm sure,
Yeah,
taking going for the walk.
yes. I have a few that were biters in the beginning, and one of them I had to buy leather, what do you call those? Welding gloves,
Yeah.
because he ripped my hand open every day for 4 months, literally.
Wow.
It open, and he was scared. I could tell somebody had beaten him, and he would hide behind the couch and he would charge. But now he doesn't bite anymore, and I've had him 2 years now. But he won't be adopted. He will be my forever foster, because we
Hmm.
take the chance of him biting a child, or whatever
Right,
suits him. So
right.
he's happy here, so he'll just stay here as my foster.
Wow. So how many of them would be permanent yours?
Well, let's see. I have my two personal ones, which are miniature pinchers, that is Zeus and Titan. And then I have Corella and Bernie Sanders, and they are senior dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They will not be adopted. Mostly Corella's too old. She's 16. And then Bernie Sanders, he's the one that bites. And
Mm-hmm.
then I have several puppies. One is waiting to go to his new home, Nacho. He has a lady that is adopting him, but she fell and
Mm-hmm.
broke her wrist. So she has been going through therapy. So as soon as she's ready, she will be taking him. And then
Mm-hmm.
I have Pup Tart and Bark Twain. And they're four, they are 4-month-old Chihuahuas, and they're always at the events on Saturdays. So if anybody wants to meet them, they're full of energy and they're very loving.
Okay, so tell us where the events are, so in case if anybody's there.
The events are at the PetSmart on 17th Street in Superior in Costa
Mhm.
Mesa. I believe the address is 620 West 17th Street, Costa Mesa, California.
Mhm.
There's a Michael's and then there's a Trader Joe's. So if they want to come by, there'll be plenty of other dogs to look at. We usually
Mhm.
have about 20 or 30 dogs out there looking for their forever home, and we're usually their last chance. So if we will not put our dogs down unless absolutely there's no other option for it.
Right, right.
Dogs will stay with us. We had a couple of dogs that were with us for over 4 years before they ever found their perfect home. And then when they did,
Wow.
the parents always come back, and we love getting the emails and we love seeing the pictures. It touches my heart when I know what I did, what made their lives so much better. And the people who adopt them, that's another thing. They're so much happier.
Right, right. They get a pet, the pet they want, and to spend time with them, and then the pets get good owners as well.
Yeah, and that's what my children's book was about, was One-Eyed Willie. He was a Goonie, and he had been picked up by animal control. And they believe someone tried to kill him. His eye was hanging out, the jaw was broken in 4 places. And I wrote a story about him because he really touched my life, and I had him with me for a very long time. But like I tell people every day, the dog picks you. You'll know the dog picks you.
Yeah, so tell us about the children's book. You wanted to recreate a story that actually happened to you.
Yes.
You
This,
wanted the world. There you go. Oh,
can you see it?
it goes right there. Right there we can see it. Willie's quest for a home.
A Possum Adventure. And it
And
won an award for
yes, yes.
you actually was a finalist in two other things for children's literacy and learning, and it won the award with Impact. I also did it in Spanish and English. So I got that idea from my ex-husband, who works for Lucky 13, and I was in his office, and all the Spanish ladies were like, "Does it come in Spanish?" And I said, "Great idea." So we translated it over into Spanish, and so it's also available for them to read as well, which I find great. I find very exciting that kids are excited about it. And I'm going to be at Coyotes on the 19th and at the 5 Point Center in Huntington Beach. I'm going to be reading my book. There's going to be popcorn, there's going to be goodie bags and everything for the kids that want to come.
Oh wow, yes, that's great. And how long ago did you write it?
I wrote this back, probably it was a year ago. I started writing it when things were not so great in my life. Someone encouraged me to tell this story because
Right.
he always told me that one day you're going to write a story about your dogs, and I'm going to do the voices of all your dogs. And I always
Okay.
thought that was funny. So I ended up writing the story and sharing it with my daughter, my son, my parents. My parents used to say, Willie's never looked so great. And so I continued telling the true story of what happened and how he found a forever home,
Hmm.
and made an exciting story about it so that people would know to get a second chance. And since I was going through that too, it's a great opportunity to give this dog an opportunity to tell his story.
Right. Now have you thought of writing another book? The
I already,
second one and the third one, right? You have stories. If you have a good story, then it's like, why not share it with the world, with the children, which is what you've done.
I have a second book that I'm working on illustrations right now. I have a third book already written, and I have a fourth idea for the same coming after that one that are kids' books. And I love the idea of them being able to learn from it. Now, to this day, I have books that my children had signed by authors. I kept them. Those are,
Mm-hmm.
as they grew up, I donated the other books usually to the library or
Mm-hmm.
to the school. And so, and my daughter has always been a big reader since she was really little. But if parents read to their kids, they could be a tiny little baby and just sitting there reading to them makes all the difference
Mm-hmm.
in the world. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. And I didn't realize that until recently, because I'm also doing promotions with the Kroger grocery stores. Are
Okay.
some authors that they're looking for. They're really looking for more children's authors to come in because that's all that Kroger will allow in the store at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
every Saturday or Sunday, I'm showing up there for a little while and doing, if they purchase the book, they take the book to the register and purchase it, and then
Mm-hmm.
bring it back to me and I will autograph it for them to take
Oh,
home or for whatever reason they want to do that.
wow, that's really good.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Now, if somebody doesn't go to any of those places, let's say somebody's listening to us that's not in Orange County or not in California, how can they buy that book?
Yeah, it's available on Amazon and both in Spanish and English, and it's done in the paperback as well as the hardback book. It's on there. It's
Mm-hmm.
also on Barnes and Nobles
Mm-hmm.
online. So, and I know I've talked to them at the Newport Beach location and the Huntington Beach, Bellaterra area about coming in and doing a reading there at their stores. So we're still working on that. So hopefully that will be coming in the near future. And
Mm-hmm.
it's available to come into schools because I really want to put this story out there that giving an
Right.
animal a second chance, whether it's a cat, a dog, a guinea pig, a hamster, sometimes they just need a second chance too.
Yeah, I know. That's great. That's great. And it's a great way to teach children to have an open heart and give animals or even people a second chance too.
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's awesome. So now, as we wrap up our interview, what does the next 6 to 12 months look like for you?
Well, I did write an adult story about a relationship that I had, and it was the toughest relationship I've ever been through. And it's the way people handle things today. I would only have respect for somebody who's going to break my heart, but look me in the face and tell me exactly what they're feeling, what they're not feeling. I'm a really big person about, if you're in a relationship, don't be a coward. Don't do it on a text. Don't do it on Instagram. Don't do it on any social media. That's just not the way to do things. It's not showing strong character. And
Right.
the way this person did me at the end it shocked me because I wanted to believe he was a good person. The last thing he said to me before he decided to block me from everything, break my heart, not even look me in the face to pick up his things,
Hmm.
was we can be friends. And I was so devastated over how he did it that I wrote a book about the relationship, but I wanted women to know or men to know when you go through this, it's painful. It's like a death, but
Hmm.
you're going to come out stronger on the other side. And for me, it was shocking that I could go through this. And at the time, I was dealing with my thyroid. I don't have one, but I was dealing with that and I was sick. I was struggling at the job that I was at the time because I was so sick and I had all this other stuff going on to realize that I could come out the other side of this as a stronger person. And when I wrote my story, I wrote all these notes. I mean, I had pages and pages of notes with a few bottles of tequila while I was writing them.
Yeah, that helps, right? If it doesn't take the pain go away, at least it makes you feel better.
I did. I thought I felt better, at least for the time being. And she says, in a year from now, you are going to be so resilient. You're not going to know who you are. And I wrote the story. I didn't hold back. I threw everything in there. I just hope my family doesn't read it. I told my
Wow.
parents, no, you don't want to read this. The name of the book is Fairy Tale to Nightmare, and it is getting ready to come out. They're getting everything ready. As you've been on my LinkedIn account, you will see their posts that they keep posting up there about having it all, really letting go, moving
Mhm.
with life. And mostly I had to learn to love myself and forgive myself. And I want more women to know, or men, if you've been through this and you really cared for someone, you really loved someone that didn't love you, there's still a new beginning. And through all of this, I took my dyslexia and I pushed it aside and I wrote these stories. And I know my publisher, she had to clean up a lot of it because I just put it all out there. But the book is
Mhm.
soon, and I want everyone to know it's okay. We all have to make, we have lemons and we make lemonade from it, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That has been in my heart. And just every day, what can I do to make myself better?
Right. Right. No. And I think it's wonderful that you're open to sharing your story where maybe so many other people have had the same type of experience and don't have an outlet for that.
Yes. It was new to me that I could put this all down in words. And one of the things that really helped, again, with the dyslexia and the ADHD, was I attached my microphone to my Mac computer and it would
Mhm.
type for me. So I could
Oh yeah.
go through and it will tell your story, and it was typing away for you. And then of course you go back and you read it and you say, well, I don't want to say it that way, or I don't want to do it that way.
Right. Right.
It's kind of cool to actually do that today, because I had actually bought a pen that I had been writing across the letters and it reads to you. I don't know if
Oh, okay.
people with ADHD and dyslexia, you can just, it reads to you. And one of my doctors wrote a book about O.J. Simpson, and that's how I read it, was to run the pen across it.
Wow. Okay. Well, you have all your tools and you've been sharing your story, and I'm sure we're all excited that it's coming out. Um, Now, if somebody is listening to us and they'd like to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
They can reach me on my cell number. It's 801-631-5993. They can reach me through my LinkedIn account as well. If they want to reach out to me there, I have quite a few people ask me questions about
Mhm.
things that I post. And I want to just say it's the truth.
Right? Keep it real.
Right? The truth will
Yeah,
set you free.
exactly. Exactly. Wow, Sonia, well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your story about your job, your involvement with your pets and then your books. That's quite a contribution. And so congratulations on that and your success.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you inviting me to come on. It was exciting to do this.
Yes, yes, yes. And thank you to our audience as well. Please go to ocpowerplayers.com and follow us on your favorite channel. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.